Family Slide.
Before the break, I failed Becky's crazy geography test.
You sure did, Kate. But I'm right in the middle of turning that frown upside down. After all, everyone fails every now and then. In fact, you'd be pretty hard-pressed to find someone successful that hasn't met failure at some point in their lives.
Really? Like even the smartest people?
No, especially the smartest people. Like, have you ever heard of a guy named Sir Isaac Newton?
Of course. He's the guy who saw an apple fall from the tree and he discovered gravity, right?
Well, he didn't quite discover gravity, but he did come up with the laws of gravity. He was kind of this super famous mathematician who literally wrote the books on physics, calculus, and all sorts of stuff that I was bad at in school.
How did he fail?
Well, I'm sure he failed lots of times in his lifetime, which was about 300 years ago, but one of his most famous fails was only discovered in the past 20 years.
How is that even possible? He's been gone a long time.
Well, it turns out in 1987, there was a 23-year-old college student named Robert Garristow, and he was studying one of Isaac Newton's equations. That's when he noticed that something didn't quite add up, and it turns out Newton made a mistake in his own math.
Wow, really? I make mistakes in math all the time, and I can't believe Isaac Newton did.
Well, what's even crazier is that this particular mistake went unnoticed for 3 centuries. That's 300 years that nobody noticed this mistake.
This is why it's important to always check your math, Becky.
True that, Kate.
Eureka!
But he's not the only brainiac who faced a little defeat in his lifetime. Have you ever heard of Albert Einstein?
Of course I have. Everyone has. But I thought that whole thing about him failing math as a kid was a myth.
Well, it is a myth. He was always good at math, but the truth is a little bit more complicated. I would say he was more like a late bloomer.
Okay, how so?
Well, Albert Einstein was always a brilliant mathematician. There's no doubt about that. But there were other things he wasn't so good at, like French and history.
Well, I'm not good at French and history, so that's pretty understandable.
Well, his grades in those areas were pretty abysmal. So he started working in this boring old office where he had a lot of free time, and that's where he started to think about his scientific theories. And that's actually where he came up with his super famous theory of relativity. So, who knows what would have happened otherwise?
These stories do make me feel better about failing your geography quiz. And come to think of it, I also have a great famous fail story that I want to talk about. It's a very famous building that wasn't built quite so great.
Is it the McDonald's around the corner?
No, it's not that. Nice try. Guess again.
Is it the Space Needle?
Nope.
Is it the Eiffel Tower?
Nope. Wrong again.
Is it the castle at Disney World?
It's not. Do you want to play some music? And when we come back, we'll find out.